welcome to my show Conversation with Priya. I'm your host Priya Mishra, and today is our very special guest Ravishankar Muniasamy. Ravishankar Muniasamy is an IT professional turned into a full-time author and social media influencer with his Jeyikkalam initiative. He left his 20 years of IT experience and companies like Microsoft, Oracle to walk to the path shown by Dr. Kalam to focus on a vision of empower students to fulfill their dreams. He has authored one short story and two novels in Tamil, and his next motivational novel is released on 27th of July. Can't wait to buy it. It is very interesting angle he is bringing, a lot of fiction and stories. So we will hear more about him. Thank you for joining in today, Mr. Ravi. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah.
Right.
Nice talking to you. Nice joining Priya for this wonderful interview.
Yeah. So I would like to welcome you officially and I congratulate you on your book. I have seen old books and all, and it is very fascinating. You got a real good success on it, and I'm really intrigued by your vision that lift a full-fledged IT career, and you were so successful in that area, and then you made your path completely different from IT to completely creative area. How did you become an author from an IT perspective to what's this?
Okay. Actually, many people ask this question because it's totally a different field, right?
Yes.
Always I used to have a passion on language because even schooling times, I used to be passionate about Tamil language. Maybe whenever I get opportunity, rarely I write some poems and small things, right, with friends and so on in the college days. But after that, I was completely indulged into the IT because of to become engineer and become busy with it. But what happened in year 2015 when Abdul Kalam passed away? It really hit me. Okay, so till that time, my life was going just like that, right? I was not worrying much about anything. It was more monetary. I had a house, car, everything, right? Without much aimless. But Dr. Kalam's death literally hit me like a missile. His simplicity. Okay, that is what really I liked, I admired. And then I started reading his biography. I came to know more about him actually. So I wanted to kind of do something on his on the lines that he said, dream everyone, have a dream and do something. Then I started thinking, what is my dream? Okay, can I do something? So that is when I kind of discovered the authoring talent that I had inside me. Okay, I started with a short story first, and then that gave me some confidence. And then I started a full-fledged novel. Okay, because the kind of confidence that I got from my IT, because even in IT, when I was doing a lot of design work, PPT presentation, a lot of things I used to do it in a creative way. Okay, so because of that, I thought, okay, I can do a fictional novel, and I released a novel. It became really very successful. That gave me very confidence that I can pursue as an author. Okay, so that was a turning point of my career.
Right. I mean, going towards creative, not many people think the career pathway you chose in your early stage of life, and then you succeeded on a certain ways. And I know when we were growing up, it was not an easy pathway on the IT area when we were going. So when people work so hard, become so successful, they just get stuck into that comfort zone. And coming out of that comfort zone is a real good challenge, right? And that's why heads off to you. And of course, Abdul Kalam Azad's death was like a real shock to me as well. I literally followed him everywhere since he became first-time president. I was like, I started reading about him. I read a lot of book from him, and a lot of youth was actually stuck by that. We were like not. It's as if we lost one era when he was gone. We lost one academy with him.
Yes.
It was that kind of a feeling I was getting. And I'm glad that you started something in that area, and that's where connected us. Like, what inspires you to be an author? Like you think it's your role model, right? Dr. Kalam is
Yes.
your role model, and that's
Yeah.
what you took into that. So,
Yeah.
can you talk about your, Jeyikkalam initiative? What is that all about?
Yeah. So after I started writing a novel, even for that, you asked me what inspired to be an author. I
Yeah.
thought the storytelling is a nice way to inspire people, because that is how Kalam inspired many people. Whenever he goes to college, schools, or even through his biography, he inspired many people, many youngsters and the youth. Right? That's how I got inspired. So that is what inspired me to become an author, to write it a story. Then I thought the story is okay, it's indirectly impacting, but uh, I wanted to talk to people, connect with people directly to create an impact. Because uh, because no, through direct interaction, through direct contribution, we can do a lot. Okay, and that's how I started Jeyikkalam. Jeyikkalam is the meaning of Jeyikkalam in Tamil is can win. Everyone can win. Okay, and I was very particular to keep Kalam name in that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and that gives me more satisfaction, immense, and proud to
Yeah.
call this name again and again. And through this program, we have four initiatives. Okay, the vision of Jeyikkalam is to empower students to fulfill their dreams.
Hmm.
Okay, as Abdul Kalam said, we want to inspire people, students, especially students, youth, to have a dream
Yeah.
and then see how they can fulfill the dream.
Right.
Okay, for that we have four programs. We have started. One is Pura. Abdul Kalam also has a Pura one program. So we also have a Pura. Our name is providing underprivileged the resources to arise.
Right.
Okay, so we want to provide science. We are providing monthly science kit, telescope, and many other things to students, so that they can have a good experience closely observing moon. Right, like that. That is one initiative. We are providing resources.
Great.
Second is we want to play as a bridge between the industry and the students.
Hmm.
Okay, so we have another program that we have is called Pursue. Through
Right.
that program, we want to provide one-on-one mentoring to students from the industry people, so that
Right.
we can bridge the gap between the academics and the industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from that, we have a platform called Inspire, Ignite. Ignite a platform. We are providing trainings and speeches and LinkedIn articles, like storytelling, right, to inspire people to ignite something, some ideas. Sharing ideas is the platform. Okay, like
Great.
that we have different programs part of Jeyikkalam.
Very, very interesting. Like, I mean, of course, there are some activities. I'm also involved with the youth, empowerment,
Yes.
helping couple of students, nearly 2,000 community involved in that. So, I'm
Yeah.
very proud of empowering youth and coming up, because I feel like they are our future. I mean, as Mr. Kalam used to say, they are our future, and we have to facilitate them to become a better human being.
Yeah.
And to become better part of themselves, right? So, what are your major challenges in writing a book? Would you like to share any failure you faced, or how people can overcome with that? I know it's a couple of questions, but we would like to know more about your books.
Sure, sure. I think I feel personally that Indians are very creative people. Okay, just because of peer pressure, because of social society pressure, many people are opting what is there in the demand. They're choosing IT, engineering. Everyone is going behind that.
Yeah.
But I've seen when I speak to many students, a lot of people are having creativity. Okay, so everyone can write book, but only thing that is needed is perseverance and hard work. As Kalam says, hard work is needed for book, especially when you are writing a novel, which takes maybe months together. We need to really make sure it is logically correct, and it connects with the readers, and the language, power of the language I have used. All these things are the important aspect of writing a book, where you need complete attention and focus. Okay, so that is what I would say is needed for the people to write a book. And
Right.
I'm sure many people have hidden talent. They need to come forward and they need to publish book.
Yeah.
Coming to the second question that you asked, failures that I've faced in my past. Actually, I narrate this story, tell this story to many students because when I did my 12th, right, I finished 12th, I kind of got above average. Above
Right.
average marks I got. I didn't know much about engineering at that time, and I said I want to join engineering, but I didn't know about the counseling and process involved, because of which it took time. Almost 2 months we lost. I didn't get any admission in any government engineering colleges. Those days only 40 engineering colleges were there in Tamil Nadu. Okay, and I didn't want my parents to have a financial burden.
Right.
Okay, and then we tried arts, diploma, all these things we tried, but finally one of my neighbor told me, told to my mother that, no, why don't you try another improvement? There was a process called improvement, which you can, for a selected subject, you can try one more time 12th exam.
Right.
Okay, even though it is a 1 year waste, but my mother, my parents, they did not make me feel that I wasted 1 year. Even I have that the confidence that if I focus on my study, I can do well. Okay, so that was a failure. If you look at me, many students losing 1 year, it's so much, right? Even without losing a year, if they don't get the marks, they get disappointment, frustration, so many things. But a gap of 1 year at that age was too much. But luckily, I got a good neighbor and parents, and they gave me the freedom space to read. And I got literally 99 percentile in all three subjects that I
Wow.
scored.
Wow.
And I kind of got every engineering college in Tamil Nadu, I got a seat. Okay. That was the failure, I would say, 1 year gap, and that I could overcome that. Okay, I want that to pass to all the students. Now, don't worry about the kind of any failure or disappointment, low score, because when your life is 60 years or 70 years, right, that you can overcome and do a lot of achievements later part of the life. Don't worry too much into about the small struggles in studies.
Yeah, I mean, when people talk about all that flashy story, the success highlights, I say it, but people don't talk about all those failures. But actually, real nugget is hidden into those failures, right?
Yes.
Majority of success story you hear, people talk as if it happens overnight like that, you know. But behind those flash stories, like those are flash bubble stories, like, you know, you got $1 billion of contract, you got $1 million of salary and all those things. These are highlights.
Yes.
The work behind the scene,
Correct.
true journey.
That's true.
Yeah, so that has to be let down, and that has to be taught to the youth, that, you know, the flashy story is not, you know, that's where people have the certain expectation, and that's where they think they are failure. But I believe that, you know, if your expectation is set correctly, you won't think like that. Your mindset will be different altogether given the scenario. But if your book were made into a movie, which actor would you prefer to play your character, and why?
Yeah. So actually, I have written no, two books are really very. The first book was the Semmari is the first book, that novel that I had written. It is based on Lambs and Tiger game. Okay, that is a traditional game played in various part of India. Okay, with a different name, but the story is based on that game. Okay, and this became very successful and attracted a lot of readers. And a few directors and producers approached me. They wanted to make this as a movie sometime in the year 2020, but unfortunately we got into COVID, and that plan did not execute. Even otherwise, no, it's not. It doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes a lot of ideas, discussion, production, budget, so many aspects of that. But COVID literally washed away all these things. But if you ask me, I would say, maybe for that movie, some young actor is needed, because the hero is around 20 to 23 years aged person,
Right.
And he is a shepherd.
Right.
So but an intelligent shepherd, right? So maybe the hero needs to be a young hero, and it would be good even if we have a new face,
Right.
because then the movie, the viewers will get to kind of get attached to the role, and expectation will be more, right?
Yeah. Someone who you can connect with the mass, look like them,
Yes, yes, yes.
um
That is related to that story. But coming to the recent novel that I've released on July 27th is Kanavu Chiragugal. Translates to Hindi, English is Wings of Dream.
right.
Okay, it is more of a motivational novel with the three engineering graduates. If they are meeting after 5 years, right?
Right.
If they share about their struggles and how their life is changing, how they get motivated at the end of the story. Okay,
Right.
kind of Three Idiots, because three engineering students, but it's totally different. It happens, backdrop, everything's different. But for this movie, also again, if you see, since 20s people, maybe young actors would fit into that role.
Right. I mean, I'm sure all your stories are very youth oriented, and because you are working towards young, I'm pretty sure the young youth is actually encouraging you to bring those plots and stories, I believe, bringing the alumni. How much a part of your alumni stage is coming in that story?
Yeah, my part, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
it will be there,
personal
obviously.
story.
Yeah, obviously. In fact, in this story itself, two characters, now 50% of the character is me, actually.
That
Because
would be
even,
interesting.
yeah, even I have gone through that, right?
Yeah.
One character, finally he will become an author. So if you see, you can easily relate, right?
That's gonna be very interesting. So, having bringing all that personal touch and personal story and the creativity, if your book were made, like, you get a, like, important part of writing a book is have it reviewed, and reviewed by people, the praised by a lot of people.
Yes.
How do you deal with, if you get the bad reviews or something?
Yeah, yeah. I think this is definitely, it's a very good question, because they having the right mindset, accepting the critics is very, very important for the creative people.
Right.
Right, we cannot expect everyone like your story or like your movie, because even in the Bollywood or Hollywood, or even the Bollywood regional, this thing, we have different set of viewers. One set of viewers like classic movies. One set of viewers like very romance. One set of people like comedy. So like that, realistic. Some people like realistic story. So we cannot expect everyone like everything. Similarly, since it is a writing, some people are very particular about language, right? They can't accept if the right language is used, even if they are convinced with the story, then they can't compromise on the language used, right? So definitely some critic came up, and some people said, no, this is not, maybe could have been written in a different way, right? I have to accept, I have to consider that and incorporate in my next novel. Okay, that's what I've done. If you read my all three novels, first novels I used to have small poems, which people said it is kind of distraction. So I intentionally eliminated the poems, right, at the beginning of every chapter.
Right.
So like that, I'm incorporating, considering their input, right? So that I'm considering and including it in my next novel. Otherwise, it's, I feel I'm not giving it, valuing them. I'm not giving importance to them. Ultimately, they are the one who is going to read it and inspire, right? If I don't consider the input, I'm not doing justice to that. Right?
Your consumer is actually defines your success. So you have to consider that psychometrics of your consumer.
Yes.
So ultimately, but you are saying that creative is, again, just like any other success or failure story. It's a journey you have to pursue. You have to be ready to face. And these days, everybody is so educated. They have so much option to compare. So obviously, you're saying what I'm getting, that people should be ready for all aspect, all side of concept, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So that, having said that, what would you like to give a message to your viewer for the book you have just launched on 27th July?
Okay. So I would say three things. One is encourage new authors. Okay, that is one message that I would give, because you will get a good perspective, new ideas, and also encouraging new authors to come, because new kind of stories will come.
Right.
Right. So one is that, and second is maybe choose your story, and maybe if you are particular about genre, this particular genre, and try to read different kind of stories. For example, if you are good with the motivational books, maybe try to read some fantasies, because I feel the importance of fantasy books are very, very low in India. Because if you give it as a movie, they watch it, but reading a book, a fantasy book, right, it kind of triggers your imagination. It creates, right, that is very, very important actually. Right, that activates your mind cells.
Completely agree.
Third thing that I would say is, readers, don't just stop as a reader, become an author. You have that potential, you have that skill, right? Give an attempt.
Yeah. I mean, I believe sometimes that, even if you don't want to be an author, you can join a community to contribute.
Yes.
And having said that, you have created a platform, I believe, that where people can express themselves, youth can come up front.
Correct.
And they can bring all sides of creativity, not just the book side of the creativity. They can bring all sides of creativity on that platform, if I'm hearing correctly.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I have the future ambition. Are you asking about?
Yes.
The platform? Okay. So basically through Jeyikkalam, so right now my future plan is, I'm writing one more novel. It's almost in the finishing stage. I'm planning to release sometime this year, maybe next year beginning. After that, I want to full time into the Jeyikkalam initiative. Because I want to travel to engineering colleges, schools, various places to understand students, understand their environment. Right? I want to understand the success pattern. Right? So then I want to see how we can influence the students for healthy and skilled, making them as a skilled professionals. Because as many leaders say, including Abdul Kalam, youngsters and students are the futures. Right. So I want to kind of dedicate good amount of my life towards students. Okay, that is my future ambition.
Interesting. I mean, hats off to you, that work you are doing and the platform you have created. For me, a message to the youth that, they should definitely join it. So may I know what is the platform, how people can reach out to those platform, how they can use your platform? Do you have any URL website you want to share with this?
Yeah. So basically our URL is jeyikkalam.in. Jeyikkalam. Jake.in. So that is our website. And the same name we have Facebook, Instagram, and the LinkedIn, right? Almost all the social media that we have. And right now we have around 30 plus volunteers. Okay. And last week I had asked for mentors. I was requesting volunteers, and even for that, we have got a good amount of mentors. How working professionals can connect and help us is, they can become a volunteer. So that we will assign one or two students, underprivileged students, the students who need attention, who need handholding, right? They can they can take care of the student till they get, for example, till they get a higher education or till they get a job. Like that, they can be part of Jeyikkalam. They don't need to join, but they can be part of Jeyikkalam as a mentor.
Right.
So, and also we are, in case if they are already running an NGO, if they are teachers, professional who are already influencing students community, right? They can partner with us. We can help them through resource or through mentoring to them in case if they need anything. Or we will also provide a platform for them to showcase their work so that it reaches many students. Okay, so these are the various things, platforms that we have.
Right. I mean, I'm definitely putting my name on that for mentoring. I have been doing that. That I have been doing a lot of volunteering for the different students in my community. Nearly 2,000 students are there. I'm very proud of the work the kids are doing, and I can see the youth is the future is in a good hand looking at their growth. And I can't hold myself by putting my name. So I'm happy put my name on that volunteer list for sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
So pleasure is mine, and I'll be looking forward to that. But thank you so much for joining in today. And your description and all the details will be given under the videos, and definitely we will promote all that. And I'm sure good luck for your book success and the future endeavors.
Okay. Thank you so much, Priya.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank
Had
you.
a nice time. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done it. To know more about us, visit www.corporality.global. And also you can find more about Priya Mishra is on priya.sydney.